Our business went from making around $40,000 a month to now making around $20,000. That's a 50% increase in money coming in. And in today's video, I want to break down the lessons I learned going from 40 to 20,000 per month, and hopefully in 6 months recording a new one with the lessons I learned going from 20 back to 40 and hopefully beyond. And as you might know, there's a lot of YouTube videos on how I made my first million with dropshipping in a week, but there's not enough on the harsh reality of business. And turns out that business is extremely hard, and it's not just ups, there's also a lot of downs. So with that being said, I want to break down all the lessons I learned going from 40 back to 20. So let's break it down. The very first thing is that markets change and people's interest in your product may change as well. So you can never sit still. You always have to keep innovating and iterating, otherwise your business will crash. Just look at how fast AI is changing the world and the current job market. For example, just yesterday, Twitter announced that their API pricing is now $40,000 a month. This means that a lot of products and businesses that were built on top of Twitter using their API are gone in just a second, right? Because not all of them can afford to pay $40,000 a month to use their API, right? To keep their product afloat. All this to say that things change and you can never be comfortable, because if you're comfortable, eventually a competitor will wipe you out. And if not a competitor, then the market itself. The second thing is that recessions hurt everyone. If you don't know, at the moment we're in a recession or starting to begin a recession, and we see tech companies laying off a lot of people. Either Google, Amazon, Netflix, Facebook, all of these massive companies have laid off a ton of their workforce because of an imminent recession. And all this essentially means that people will end up spending less money on any product that a company is selling. And with people spending less money and layoffs happening all around the tech world, it makes you think, at least made me think, if we were on the right track. So recessions can be good and hard times can be good because they make you think if you're actually on the right path and if you should pivot or not. Thirdly is keeping the company lean. Thank God we don't have any payroll employees, we just have contractors, which if we had to, we could fire them all tomorrow. Thankfully, we haven't had to do so, but if we really needed it, we could. So keeping the company lean, not hiring too many people, not spending too much money is one of the lessons I learned in these less fun times. Then when you go from 40 to 20K a month, makes you think of all the fixed costs, right? Costs like accounting, server costs, and all those costs that are fixed every single month. When you're making money, these costs seem indifferent and you don't really care about them, but when things are tight, you end up looking at these costs in another way. And in this regard, it was somewhat good that we went from 40 to 20 because it made me think about all the costs that we were having, and if we were potentially paying for a useless service or paying too much for one of our services that we could have for half the price. And I did end up finding out that we were paying too much for certain services and paying for others that we weren't using. The second to last lesson I learned is that appearance matters a lot. It is of course not more important than the product itself, because yes, you can wrap a pile of shit in Christmas paper, but at the end of the day, it is still a pile of shit, and the customers will know. However, you can get more people to try out your products if they look good. And this is simply because you increase the perceived value of certain product or service. And perceived value matters a lot in terms of conversions. So I learned that it is as important to focus on product, having a good product and building a good team, as well as having a proper design, right? Having a product that looks great and that works great. These go hand in hand. And I'll give you an example. We had this software that we just launched and that we wanted to get out to as many people as possible as fast as we could. And the landing page wasn't the best, right? The perceived value was low because the design of the page was trash. And yeah, we got some signups, but as soon as I changed the landing page to make it more appealing, to increase the product's perceived value, we got a ton more. Again, the product is the same. The only thing that changed is the perceived value because of the quality of the design of the landing page. And the last one, it is a pretty basic one, but it is that attention is king. And if you're consuming more content than the one that you're creating, whether it's a Facebook post, a Twitter thread, a YouTube video, a blog post, whatever it is, you need to be putting out more content than the one you consume. For us as a startup, we don't have much money to invest in a profitable ads campaign, so we rely on the organic sources. That's YouTube, blog posts, Facebook, social media, all that. We rely on organic free sources that only take up our time, not our money. And this, of course, has been a great driver of growth to us, because if we stop producing content, we'd stop getting new leads. So I found that content is king and attention is king, so we need to put out more and more content, hence why, for example, I'm recording this video right here. That's it. Those are the lessons I learned so far. Hopefully, I'll record a video in 6 months where I go over the lessons I learned from scaling back from 20 to 40K and beyond. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.